Hi guys, and welcome to part 8 of the Arkanoid tutorial for Unity. We covered quite a lot in the last session. We covered winning, losing, multiple scenes, how to restart, how to pause the game. There was quite a lot of content in step 7. This is going to be a roundup. The only new functionality we're really adding is going to be adding a high score that persists between game sessions. Okay, so let's dive straight in, and we'll go to the game session. I need to think about the different places where we need to deal with the high score. So we've got current lives, current score, and we've got current high score here. We're going to use something called player prefs. So here, high score equals player prefs dot get int, and it's going to be high score all lowercase. Doesn't really matter as long as you've got it the same in all the places. It should be current high score. Is that correct now? Current. Oh, it's HI. Current high score, yeah, it likes that. So we've got our current high score. So at the very start, current high score equals player prefs get high score. In our update, we're doing the live text and the score text. We're not doing the high score text. So high score text dot text equals current high score dot to string. So basically we're getting the player prefs that have been saved, so they persist between game sessions. The way it saves depends on what platform you're targeting, whether it's PC or Android or whatever. That'll be in a different place. You can check out the player prefs manual online if you like. The docs, that's the word I'm looking for. You can check the docs online for player prefs if you want to know more about where it saves them on the different systems. And then in our update method, we're updating the high score. Now, when do we need to set the high score? Well, actually, before we do that, let's just think about what we need to do to set the high score. We'll start a private void and call this set high score. And we'll wrap this in an if statement. So if current score is higher than current high score, do this, else do nothing. So if current score is greater than the current high score, then current high score equals current score. We don't have to worry about updating the score text, the high score text, because that happens every update anyway. So we don't have to worry about that. What we do want to do though is we want to player prefs dot set int high score, all lowercase, comma, and we'll set the current high score. So player prefs set int high score, current high score. What I suggest you do in these kind of situations is, rather relying on your spelling, actually copy and paste these texts that we've used. It's not the best way to do things. We could probably tidy it up with an enum or something like that, but it's just for simplicity's sake. So I've copied and pasted it, so it's definitely spelt the same. So we're setting the high score, we're getting the high score, and it's all been saved in the correct location for your operating system. Shall we see if it works? Let's save it. It's taking its time to just catch up. Taking a while this time. And we'll play. So let's try and score. There's 10. 20, 30. That was a quick game over. So restart. And the high score is 0. What's gone wrong then? Why isn't that high score set to the current high score? I know why. You're probably shouting at the screen because we haven't linked it up to anything. We've just created the method. We haven't said where we're calling that method. So where do we want to set high score? We want to set high score on game over. So we'll set the high score on game over, which is what should have happened then. And we'll set high score when we declare the winner as well. Okay. Let's play test that again. The score is 10. Game over. Restart. High score is 20. Let's see if we can beat that the second time round. 40. Restart. 40. Let's close it down. Open it back up again. And our high score of 40 is still there. Brilliant. So we've got our high score working and we've got it persisting across sessions. That was quite simple. It didn't take us too long. So what we need now is basically a tidy up. Let's sort of wrap things up, tie up any loose ends. So a couple of things have been bugging me. Very early on, I think maybe in the second tutorial, we were thinking about doing sound and we never got around to it. Actually, if I look in my sounds assets, we didn't even get the assets across. So I'll make sure I link to these assets. Just going to grab this off my hard drive. I like the plop sound. I'm not sure what's happening, so everything seems to have frozen. Brilliant. Refresh. Doesn't want me to drag and drop from that folder for some reason. Oh, everything's frozen. Okay, drag and drop, take 2. We're not going to drag and drop it. We're going to right click and we're going to copy. It really doesn't like this folder. If you were watching the part 2 when we tried to do this before, we had exactly the same problem. This is why our sound never got into the game, because for some reason my sound's just not cooperating. I'm going to pause and see if we can fix it again. Okay guys, you wouldn't have believed the pain I've just gone through to get this sound effect. I will put the link in the downloads, but for some reason my computer just doesn't like this file anymore. I've used it before. I used it on the Pong tutorial as well, so why it's playing up now I don't know. So we're dragging again into Unity. And it's hung again. Okay guys, so after a lot of toing and frying, I've managed to get my ping pong sound into Unity. I had to run virus checks, and eventually I found it was Microsoft Web Media Extensions. Once I removed that, the problem resolved itself. So we have the ping pong sound back and we can hear it. So it's playing, brilliant. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go to the ball. Let's edit the prefab. And we need to add a component. Let's move myself out of the way there. And the component we want to add is an audio. It's not an audio listener, it's an audio source. Then we can drag the audio clip. Get rid of play on awake. Yep, and that's all we want. Okay, so that's done. So then we'll go into our scripts folder and open up ball. And we want an audio source. And we will call that audio source. And in the wake, we'll do audio source equals get component audio source yeah, it's looking okay. Catch. Oh wow, we don't even have a method for this. So on collision enter 2D. Audio source dot play. Let's save that up. Give Unity a chance to catch up. There we go. I'm not hearing any sound. Let's save that ball, go back. No, we don't need to do that. Let's press play again. Yo! Gosh. We got sound. Okay, cool. So we've got the high score sorted, we've got sound sorted. We want a windscreen. We want a better windscreen. We don't have a windscreen at all at the moment. So we'll open up our game session canvas, and we've got a game over text. We're going to duplicate that, and we're going to call it game win text. You won. The main reason I'm doing it this way is because then a game designer could come in and edit this without having to worry about editing any code. So they could change the message when you win, like I said, without any code. So cool. So let's just go into our game session prefab and let's apply all. Cool. Go down into our game session script. I have to move myself back over here. And let's have a look what we're doing. So we've got game over text. We need a serialized field. There we go, serialized field, game object, and this is game win text. let's go down to our reset first. That's a game over. On our reset screen, let's get our game win text dot set active equals false. So that's your state we want it in most of the time. In our win, just like our game over, so black screen dot set active true, restart button dot set active true, and game win text dot set active true. True, please. Thank you. Okay. Let me set in the timescale to 0f as well. I want to put those above the pause. I don't think it makes a difference, but there we go. Let's put them there. Let's put the set high score above the pause as well. It's just a healthy bit of paranoia that it's not going to work. Cool. So hopefully now we should have a win screen. Now let's go into our, let's save this scene first. Go into our scenes folder. Game scene 1, game scene 2. Let's duplicate game scene 2. And now we've got game scene 3. Well, let's open number 2. Yeah. Go into blocks and remove all of them. Set 1. Hit play. Oh, okay, yeah, of course. Worried me for a second there, but yeah, we haven't set up the game session. Let's go back into scene 1. To our game session, and we need to do the game win text. And we need to apply all. Save that up. And just, I noticed something there when we were in scene 2. Only the game win text is set here. Why is that? Okay, we've reverted all, and that's gone back to our state, so that's fine. We'll save that. We're going to have to do the same on number 3, game session, overrides, revert all. So sorry if you had problems with that. Now, game scene 2, one block. Wow, that was a fast win. Let's do that again. I'll tell you why this is happening in a bit. Right, you won. Restart. There we go. Now we do it twice. So what just happened there? Basically, we're in game scene 2 at the moment, and when we hit play on game scene 2, we went into game scene 2. So we just hit one block and we won. when we restarted, it goes back to the 0 build index, which is game scene 1. So that's why we won so quickly there. Game scene 3 didn't happen. So let's go into File, Build Settings, and let's drag game scene 3 in. And the way we've got everything set up, that should just work. So Bosh. I started at game scene 2 again, didn't I? You get the idea. Okay. So we've got game scene 1, game scene 2, game scene 3. Now you can go on to add as many game scenes as you like, and you can play around with these blocks as much as you like. I just want to take a look at our blocks because I've got this feeling. Health 1, score 2. Health 2, score value is 10. We want that score value to be, let's bung it right up to 40. Overrides, apply all. So now we get 40 points for the blue blocks. If we go into our prefabs and let's duplicate the blue block, and we'll call this red block. Open up our red block, change the color to red. Should have let you guess that one. So the color is red. It's going to take 3 health and it's going to give us 90 points. Wow, look at that. Save it. So now we can add red blocks to our screen as well. So let's go into scenes 2. Go into our prefabs, add a red block. Actually, let's get our, there we go. Add in a red block. No. Get the red block in again. I'm not sure what's going on here. Ooh, don't want to do that. Let's open our blocks. Where is our red block? Oh, there it is. Okay, for some reason they're doing things a little bit different. Grab that block, put it there, grab the red block, put it bang on there. So we're expecting now, when we press play, that's going to take 3 and give us 90 points. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and it gave us 90 points. Fantastic. So we're able to add multiple scenes to our game. We're able to easily add new blocks into our game with different health and different points. So we can have a lot of fun with this now. What else do we need to look at? Let me just think. I think we need to just go and have a look at what we've got. We've got our bouncy physics material, cool. We've got our prefabs. This is looking a bit of a mess. So let's create a folder and call it blocks. and take our blue, red and yellow blocks into the blocks folder. Then we've got our, let's create a new folder and call it, what do we want to call it? Let's call this UI. And we'll put our canvas into the UI. Ball, main camera, paddle, walls, game session. Let's leave it like that for now. Don't have to go mad on this. Scenes I'm happy with. Scripts, there's not too many of them I'm happy with. Sounds, we've got our sprites, we're doing good. Go back into scripts. Let's go through these one by one. So we go through the ball script. We've got a rigid body and an audio source. We're grabbing a reference to the rigid body, we're grabbing reference to the audio source. In the update, we're making sure the velocity remains at speed, so we've got a constant speed of 15f. We can launch the ball. We've also got a way to catch the ball, and we're playing music when it collides. That looks pretty good to me. I don't think we need to do anything there. Let's go to the next one, which is custom bounce. On collision, enter 2D. We're getting the relative position here, and then we're setting the velocity, the normalized velocity with the other rigid body. To do the bounce, I want to change this. So I want to refactor. I want to extract that method, and it's going to be a public float, and it's going to be called relative position. It's going to be called get relative position. It's taken in a collision 2D. Okay, we don't want a collision 2D here, we want to pass a transform in. So we'll get rid of other there. And we'll add other.transform. We've messed up our naming. Try that again. We've messed up our naming. There we go. Returning transform position.x minus transform position.x. Other.position.x, let's try that, minus transform.position.x, and then it's getting the width of the paddle. Cool. Why are we doing that? Yeah, so we can add some more functionality later on into the player controller. Give that a chance to warm up. Let's go into our death wall. Dead simple. On a collision, if it's a ball, we destroy it. Nice and simple. Game session. We've got all these serialized fields, can't really get away from that. We've got ints for current lives, current score, current high score. We've got a singleton method. We're setting our current lives. We're setting up our restart button. We're setting up the high scores. On update, we're looking if there's no balls, we decrease lives, possibly lose as well. Then we count the blocks. If there's no blocks, we do the win stuff. And we're updating our texts on the screen, our HUD. We can do something here. Let's have a little play. Let's grab all of that. Extract method. F2 to rename, get it right this time. And this is update UI. This is count blocks. A few too many U's in there. And this extract the method. Count. Oh, sorry, we've messed up there. Extract. F2. Count balls. Don't know what happened there. F2. Count balls. Cool. So we're counting balls, counting blocks. We're doing the update of the UI. We can increase score, we can decrease score. Those are public. So let's get them higher. Start update in our public methods. We've got our win, we've got our game over or lose, and we've got a whole load of resets. So we've got this private void reset, reset score, reset screen, reset level 1. Yeah, we can leave that. We're resetting the screen, all of those to false, resetting the score, resetting to level 1, resetting the high score, or setting the high score. Cool, I'm quite happy with those. In our game over, setting this time scale to 0. We could have a pause. Let's have a pause. So let's have a private void pause. And that's going to be time scale equals 0f. Copy, paste, unpause, that equals 1f. Copy, Control F for find, reset screen 1f, that would be unpause. Game over, that's a pause. That's a pause. Don't declare winner. That's a bit weird because when we declare winner all we do is pause. Let's get our comment up to the top. I mean, really you could go through and add comments as well, just to help your memory if you ever come back to this code again. Just those two left. Okay, good. So we've got our pause and unpause set up. I'm happy with the game session as it is now, so I'll save that. We've got our health. We've got health equals 1, score value equals 10. We can change that, so that's pretty cool. On a collision enter 2D, if it's the ball, then reduce our health. If our health gets to 0, go to the game session, increase the score, and destroy the object. I'm not too happy with the scoring being in the health. I think there should be another class for scoring, but we're just going to leave it there. It's nice and simple. We won't bother messing around with that. Then the player controller. Okay, so we have this launch direction. We want to get rid of that. So let's copy, find launch direction, ball.launch launch direction. So here we want to get a component. How often are we doing this? Let's do it in the start. Custom bounce. Custom bounce. On awake, you're going to say custom bounce equals get component custom bounce. And in here, you're going to say custom bounce dot is get. Why is it get component? Custom bounce, custom bounce. That's weird. Custom bounce dot get relative position. It's hidden in there. Yeah. Okay. Get relative position, and we want to say ball dot transform. Actually, if we think about it, we're getting a float, and that float is relative position. I missed an equals. Naughty boy. Launch direction. So we're going to go new vector 2. So we've got an X and a Y. On the X, we want our relative position. On the X, we want our relative position. On the Y, we want 1. So we're going straight up. Okay. Let's save that and let's check it's worked. So if we go into scenes, we'll go into scene 2. I should have explained why we're doing this, I suppose. If we go to the paddle and the ball, and we're going to move that ball bang into the center. Then we're going to play. Actually, there's one thing I wanted to do. If we go to a game session, start lives, let's get that back up to 5. We've done our win and losing conditions. We're quite happy with those, so let's set that back up to 5. Okay. So the ball is now in the center of the bat. Remember when we used to launch it, it used to go 1 and 4. Now it goes straight up. Oh, so now you can customize where the ball is on the paddle, which is really cool. On different scenes, by just moving the ball anywhere along the edge, it will go off at a different angle. Let's get out of that. And what did I want to do? I wanted to get rid of this launch direction. We don't need that anymore. So let's save that up. So we've gone through all our scripts. We're happy with that. You could randomize where the ball sits on the paddle every time you restart, or like I say, you could have it fixed for each scene, but that's pretty cool. I think I'm happy with what we've got there. Like I say, you can add more scenes. That would be cool. You can add more blocks with different hit levels. All of that sort of built in. Now it's time to sort of challenge you. So here are some challenges you might want to do. Add more levels we've talked about. have better scene transitions. We've got like a plain black transition at the moment. Maybe you could try and fade into black and fade out from black. I'll just show you how you could do that. If we add component canvas group, and we've got the alpha there, you can actually change the alpha of a canvas group. So that's pretty cool. Let me just get the black screen and enable it, and then go back to the game session again. Sorry, go back to the canvas again. Now canvas group, and that's how we do our fade in. A challenge for you to code that. Where has it gone? There it is. Get rid of my black screen again. Cool. So fade in, fade out is something you could do. You could add power-ups. So when you destroy a block, there could be a random drop chance, and a power-up could float down towards the paddle. If we hit that power-up, then we move faster, or we get wider, or we get a multi-ball. Anything like that would be cool. We could add a better splash screen and a better victory screen, a better losing screen. Maybe you could add some music. And the last thing you could do is add some juice. And I'm going to post a link to a video that I think will explain that better than me. So watch that video and learn to how to add some juice to the old Arkanoid clone. Okay, good, guys. Signing off. If you've got to this point in the course, well done. Please leave any comments as what you would like to do in the future, or if you've got any questions on this course. If you're having any trouble with any of the challenges, you can give me a comment, and maybe I'll do a video sort of following on how to do some of those challenges. Cheers, guys. Bye.